Alright folks, how you doing? It's me, Toltec, and I'm going to tell you how to make a golden child. Now, everybody that follows me for years has seen this talk before. However, there's lots of people that haven't seen it. And people want to know how to save the world. So, there's only one way you're going to save the world. That's to have a golden child. Okay? The more golden children there are, the more chance that the world gets saved. Now, what's a golden child? A golden child is a child that's born with about equal measure of every race group, genetic race group. So, what do you got? Black, white, brown, yellow, and red. Okay, so you blend those all in about equal measure. It takes a while. It can take a while to get that done generationally. Okay, but you want to go ahead and get started. Okay, so the best way to get started is to just race mix. That's to just white people marry and get pregnant with Indians or black men or black people or brown people. In other words, just race mix. See what I'm saying? And each race kind of has its own, thing or whatever. Okay? Its own specific talent. Like for instance, I'll give you talents of the white race. It's one example. The white race's talents are they have a highly organized group mind. They are highly analytical and intelligent, super intelligent, and they categorize everything and they give everything a definition. So they have a fact-based mind. So that's their talent. Okay? Their talent, basic talent. So anyway, you want to go ahead and go have a golden child. Now, Jesus was a golden child. Okay, Jesus Christ, the one we learn about, is not really the real Jesus, but I'll tell you about the real Jesus. The real Jesus was the last Egyptian pharaoh. He was heir to the throne of Persia, Rome, and Egypt all at the same time. He was a ginger. And he was also what was called the Michael Zadok priest. He's like the head priest and shit, too, of the Hebrew. Okay. So, and he also was filthy rich, and he had he not only had armies to command, he had mercenary armies too. That was better than the soldiers they had. Shit. Okay, he had like specialized troops, specialized mercenaries. You know what I mean? Like about 600 of them, and they just couldn't be stopped. His incarnation, his life changed the world. Now, how did it change the world, right? It changed the world by, this is the specific reason why Jesus was born. Okay, so to get to the nitty-gritty of it, Jesus was really a Toltec sorcerer. Okay? And that makes him more dynamic than anybody on the planet. Okay, period. One Toltec sorcerer is more dynamic than everybody else. All right. So his incarnation was for one specific reason. So that leads us to the fact that he was a twin. Now we were in like New Age, we would call it a soulmate or whatever. And then we know about dreaming and lucid dreaming and all this kind of stuff. But the Toltecs had an actual real dreaming science, a real dreaming practical real activity that could produce literally a twin person. So the one person could dream up the other person. So they could dream them up, and that person would actually manifest into this particular dimension. So they would have a twin. So Jesus was the actual twin. Emmanuel, you heard of that before. Emmanuel was the actual sorcerer. Okay. And he dreamed up Jesus. So Emmanuel, the name Emmanuel means mammalian, or okay, and then phonetically it means I mean you well. See? And so Jesus' name is in Sanskrit, which is the oldest script language. Okay, and it lets you know that Emmanuel was from the Indus Valley, you know, and Nepal and the Kashmir and India and, you know, Tibet and all those kind of places. That's where Emmanuel was from. And the most basic name for a Tibetan, the most rudimentary name that the old monks, the legend keepers know is Indian. Not as in Indian from India, but as in Indian as we would term our Indians in South America, the Northwest United States, in the United States. See, so you see how that association right there could mean Jesus was a Toltec sorcerer, or associate to Toltec. Okay, but anyway, Emmanuel was a Toltec sorcerer, and so was Jesus because he was dreamed up. Now, Jesus, the purpose of Jesus' incarnation was that the white race had got humanity into association to the animal kingdom. And they had done that at about 265, no, 260, about 240,000 BCE. Okay. They came here from Mars, and they, not all of them, some of them were really, really good. But the ones who weren't, the earth didn't like them, and the earth destroyed them. So when you come to an organic sphere, like the earth is, you have to incarnate here, and you have to incarnate, and then you have to graduate from its incarnational pattern, or whatever your incarnational pattern is associated to that particular sphere. So the earth didn't like a lot of the whites that arrived here from Mars, and it gave them diseases and it killed them. But some of them, it liked them. Those people would be known today as the Armenians. Okay? It liked them. All right? So you hear people say, oh, the Caucasians, they fucked up. The Armenians ain't fucked up. They never was fucked up. Also, the Turks are from that particular area too. See what I'm saying? So, you know, they ain't fucked up either. You know what I'm saying? Some badass motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway. So Jesus' purpose of his incarnation was, now remember, Emmanuel is mammalian, so it's mammal. So it's full mammalian genetics in Atlantis at 260,000 BCE. Okay. But then coming forward to the time of Jesus at 0 point, at 0 time or whatever, when they manifested for this particular purpose, it was the purpose was to fully get unconditional love into the web, the etheric web, the energetic system of the earth. In a reptilian expression, because it had never been done. And it had to be done so that white people could go to heaven. Okay. So, so Jesus was a ginger. Okay. So if you're a ginger, it's easy to be looked at as white. So some people say, oh, you know, Jesus couldn't have been white, he's from the Middle East, or he's Egyptian, or whatever. You know, people think he's from the Middle East, so let's just go with that. But he's really Egyptian pharaoh. Okay. And but he was heir to the throne of Persia, Rome, and Egypt all at the same time. Hence, King of Kings. Okay. So, Iesu, his name Jesus in Sanskrit, Iesu means serpent. It means dragon. So it's telling you right there that Jesus was king of the dragons, was king of the serpents. Okay. King of the devils. Okay. And but he still was a good person. He's just a badass motherfucker. Okay, nothing like the story of the person that we learn about, because the Jesus that the Jesus I'm talking about wasn't never killed. Okay, wasn't never caught, nobody never tried to fuck him up, none of that kind of shit. Because he wasn't on that bullshit. Okay, but the story that we learn is a composite of two different characters that were basically more or less a true story of them, and then made a composite of by Josephus Flavius Piso of Rome. And as a side note, real quick, Josephus Flavius Piso of Rome was the exact same person as Saint Paul of Tarsus, also. Okay, so so Jesus' incarnation was to get unconditional love, period, off into the matrix, so that we all could be liberated, because white people could then go to heaven. Okay, so that's the truth. Okay, that's the truth. So they could graduate the earth. So they couldn't do it before because they were so encased in association to the animal kingdom. Now, I'm not including the Armenians in this, okay, because the Armenians are actually the first race. They're the first Christians on the planet. Christos, the word Christos, just means light of the heart. And so the Armenians are actually the first race of people that are born in light. Okay, that were not, that were white, that were Caucasian. Okay, and the way they did that is that they race mixed way back when they first landed on Earth, pretty close to that time, with the Ethiopians, and that's how they produced an enlightened race of people, and that's the true heritage of the Armenians. It's also why Armenian women are considered to be, year after year after year, they're considered to be the most beautiful women on the planet. Okay, or women from the Caucasian area. Okay, because those whites mix with the Ethiopians. You know how beautiful Ethiopian women are. Okay, so Jesus' incarnation was for this purpose. Now, so if you want to have a Jesus, I'm going to tell you how to have one. All right. So first of all, you got to find a girl or a guy. I'm a guy, so I'm just going to tell from my perspective, but you'll get the gist of it. You got to find a girl that when you talk to her, when you see her, she just inspires you. She just brings all that romance out of you. Just brings all that love out of you, and just all that creative expression out of you. And it's positive. And when you're expressing that to her, you're downloading your male impression into her genetics. So you guys are forming a bond between each other. Okay. So it's best in life to have a consistent thought, word, and deed. To be honest and straight up is what I'm saying. Now, the reason why people shouldn't be infidel with each other is because when they do that, it tears down the bridge that they were building between each other. Energetically, it does, because one male impression interferes with the other male impression. That's why when you see like a hoe or whatever, she's all scatterbrained and shit, like you say, these scatterbrained ass hoes out here and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because they got 4 or 5 motherfucking male impressions inside of them, fighting for dominance. So they're scatterbrained. Okay, and you see a motherfucker always running around, sleeping with different women and shit, and that's not really that good of an idea either. But anyways, people gonna do that. They ain't having no Jesus. Okay, I'm telling you how I have one. So the best way to do that is to be have fidelity with the person that you're with. And cherish them, love them. And I mean, depending on how you love. You love hard. I mean, but be honest and straight up with them. You know what I'm saying? Be cool with them and shit. And be nice to the girl, blah, 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 or whatever. Because if you just, you can find a girl like that. Because you can get around them and you can just feel it. Or you can see them on the internet and you just feel it. But they inspire you like that. So, you figure, play a numbers game. You can play a numbers game. You can say, alright, look, I'm going to find the 10 girls that make me feel like that, or whatever. And you just talk to all of them. until one of them responds properly. Or you might just talk to the first one and she responds properly, or the third one, or whatever. Okay? That's one way. Second way is a little more scientific. You can find a girl that matches up more with your astrological vibration. Okay, so like if you're a water, like if you're an earth sign, then you want to get a water sign. That'd be your best configuration. Or your best configuration would be the sign on the opposite side of your sign. Like for instance, if you're a Taurus, you're on the opposite side of the zodiac. They're Scorpio. So y'all would be the best match. Okay. Or or just any sign you are just on the opposite side of the zodiac. Okay. Like for instance, Taurus, it's I think for Aries it's Sagittarius. For Aries it's Libra, right? So Aries is a fire sign, and Libra is an air sign. So see, fire needs air to burn. And so if you're a earth sign, a fire sign, then you want to get an air sign. See what I'm saying? So you got yeah. So those are the types of signs. You got water, earth, fire, and air. Okay, and then you got 12 signs. All right. So you can match up that way. That give you a little bit better chance. Or you can be more scientific with it. You can look for ones like, say, if you're born June 3rd, so that's 6/3, and you find a girl that's born 3/6, and she makes you feel like that, so you're onto something. Okay. The best type of configurations are like I told you before, when on the opposite side of the zodiac front. Okay, directly opposite. So Taurus, it's Scorpio. You can look at the zodiac thing and see it. Okay. And and then so once you do that, now you want to analyze the numbers. And so if you know, like say if 3 of the girls you're talking to are Scorpios and you're a Taurus, then the better numbers are going to be like, say if you're a number 5 and she's a number 5, like say she's born on the 5th or she's born on the 14th or something like that, then it's going to be better. Okay. But then sometimes you have these divine configurations, like where you have a 7 to a 7 or 7 to a 4. 7, you see 7-11. See what I'm saying? You have, that's where all that shit comes from. You can optimize it when numbers are more harmonious to each other. And the way you can figure that out is to study the fuck is his name? The guy that came up with the Pythagoras, the music of the spheres. It'll tell you all the numbers and shit. Okay, so you study that shit. All right, I already know all this shit. Okay, so I already got, I already had a golden child. I know how to do it. Okay, so then with the girl, after you agree y'all gonna get together and do this, okay? Then you don't have sex right away. You got to be with her in the bed naked, sleeping with her next to her for 30 days, 31 days, for one moon cycle. Okay, and you can't put your penis inside of her vagina. You can pleasure her with orally if you want, and you can even give her an orgasm, but you can't release for 31 days. You can grind on her and kiss and all that kind of shit all you want. But you cannot ejaculate for 31 days. Why? Because you're building up the male impression inside of you, the thought form that's going to be Jesus, or that type of being is what I'm saying. Okay, and so what you want to do over this 30-day period is you want to sleep in the bed together every night, like I just told you. Now, if she wants to have an orgasm and whatever, you can give it to her. Okay. Rub on her, whatever, get her all excited. Then by the time y'all get 31 days and you actually ejaculate inside of her, you're going to push this incredible thought form, male impression thought form into her energetic system. So a man pushes out the thought form, But a woman is the real power because she grounds the thought form. Cyclically, she grounds the thought form. Women ground all thought forms into the ethers of the planet. Okay. The Indians say that that the universe is female, and the most primal aspect of the universe, being female, is the spider grandmother. So women naturally spin the web of the ethers of the planet, the energetic ethers. Okay, that's why a funny psychological note. That's why women don't say it's like this, it's like that. They go it's. So like a woman won't say that lighter's like that lighter's like a frog. They'll say it's a product. Women will say it. I mean, that was a fucked up example, but they'll say it, and it just is, which means that anything any woman says, period, is basically true, because whatever it is they really think, they're going to ground it into the ethers. A man can't do that. See what I'm saying? That's why you got to choose, like, women that ain't fucking nuts and shit. Okay, so now, during this 31-day period, you want to, like, only drink pure water, for instance. You want to listen to, like, classical music like Mozart and Chopin and Beethoven and Dostoevsky, and listen to, like, really good soul music, soul singing music like Luther Vandross and like Whitney Houston and Anita Baker, and and you want to sing the songs. It's best if you can sing the songs. If she can sing the songs too, okay? I mean, you might do that, you might not. And then you want to read some really good books, like like some really intellectual, heartfelt soul type shit. Like I would recommend Noam Chomsky, Rudolf Steiner, Edgar Cayce, Helen Leland Blavatsky, people that write run-on sentences where you gotta concentrate. That's the highest intellectual shit on the planet. That's the kind of shit I would be doing. Okay? Because I know the kind of skills Jesus is gonna need. See what I'm saying? To conquer these motherfuckers. Okay. So I'm gonna give him every opportunity. I'm going to actually prepare the way for the motherfucker. Okay. I'm gonna give him every opportunity to conquer. Okay. What's going on? So, and then you want to like do yoga, and you want to do like Tai Chi. You want to like exercise. You want to take like baths, put crystals in them, put sea salts in the bath. You want to just eat healthy, eat real healthy, like just for 31 days. Take vitamins, take some herbs. Smoking weed is fine. I wouldn't do any other drugs for that. Like, if you like to do, Molly or cocaine, I would just stop 31 days. Okay, it's 31 days, and then what else? Just do a bunch of creative shit. Just do some creative shit for 31 days, and other stuff I told you. Then when the 31st day rolls around, the day after 31 days, the first day, then you can ejaculate. Now you'll be just so excited to do this shit, it'll be unbelievable. So even if you first put it in and you just come right away, that thought form that you just built up for 31 days is gonna go right inside of her, it's gonna sink right to her, and it's gonna just absorb into her energy. You know what I'm saying? Whether she gets pregnant or not. She now has your full thought form in there. A 31-day Jesus-making thought form. So, since y'all like each other, since y'all love each other, you're going to stay together though. And what I would do is I wouldn't do any drugs until I get her pregnant. That's what I would do. Okay. You still smoke weed. But I wouldn't do no drugs until I get her pregnant. And try to keep working to get her pregnant. Keep working to get her pregnant. Get her pregnant. And pretty much, when she has that child, Well, I just told you it was going to be the case. I know, I've done it. So, like my child don't even do homework and go to Walnut Hills High School. See what I'm saying? And in the 11th grade and shit. And don't even do the homework. That's how smart she is. See what I'm saying? And she's without a doubt, she's the most beautiful girl I've ever seen. She's unbelievably beautiful. So, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So anyway, I just gave the formula to save the world. There you have it. So, got any questions or, you know, whatever. Just holler. And, cool, folks. Thank you very much. Great talking to you again. Talk to you again real soon.